Good evening. This is Mr. Gethers with RMS Radio. This is live on Tuesday evening. We are coming to you with a special broadcast with RMS Radio. Ladies, let's go ahead and let everybody know.
With quality programming, y'all. I have no problem with announcing that we have an ongoing station fundraiser. And if you're watching shows on this channel and you ain't even gave a dollar, come on now. Come on, y'all. A dollar a week. 52 weeks in a year. Put it recurring on your PayPal donation. I just want to, uh-oh, that's me this time. Um, I want to thank everyone for that was me this time. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We have as a special guest Chef Jamar Gridiron. We will get to him in a minute because we have to do our dos minutos with Jorge. Jorge, how you doing, son? What you got for us?
I'm good. Thank you again for having me this evening. For those that don't know, my name is Jorge Fuller. I ran the campaign Jorge Fuller for the People. I continue to run that campaign until I get in as an elected official. When you all elect me, you elect someone that is looking for educational prosperity, economic growth, and civic relationships. One of the things I want to bring to you, I have two bills that are on the docket this week that's been up and it's touching my soul because it's about education. The first bill is the House Bill 543, which is the open enrollment bill that's going into Senate now. And it basically says that you can move your student anywhere throughout the city or throughout the state. However, there's some information in that you want to really look into before you say, like, yes, I really support this, because it says an optional open enrollment bill passed out of the House for Elementary and Secondary Education Committee earlier this month. The House is taking up the bill to debate. The bill allows allows districts to participate in open enrollment of non-resident students. District may decline and enroll a student with an IEP. That means that if your student needs special services, they can decline that enrollment, and that's not acceptable. We want to make sure that each student has access to high quality education. The next bill is House Bill 1143. And it's really not the whole bill itself, because some of it is worded correctly. It was a strong bill. However, they made an amendment. That amendment is focusing on basically censorship and censoring what can be taught within a school building. Once again, we have individuals that may have never stepped foot in the classroom or have not stepped foot in the classroom within the last year, 30 days, whatever you want to go into, and they're making decisions on the basis of saying, oh, this is not fair and adequate for your student and our student on an assumption. And I want to tell you the 1619 project is a curriculum that every parent needs to download, bring out, teach their children, because it's not just tolerance. It is about teaching the adequate and accurate history of the United States of America from all points of view, indigenous and people of color as well. And it should not be that you're learning it outside of the school. You should be learning in the four walls. So those are the two bills that are going up, that's been voted on, moving to the Senate. Make sure you reach out to your senators, because once it moves out of the House, and then the last, if you don't have a relationship with your senators or House of Representatives, look at the election board, find your space, find your person, get on their newsletter email list. If you don't have someone, you don't feel like going after them, follow my page. I will try to update weekly newsletters from congressional leaders, both House of Rep and Senate, so that you will have the information. That way you know to respond and make sure that they're not putting some okie dokes out there just to get passed. That's the Dos Minutos with Jorge Fuller. Once again, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram under Jorge Fuller for the People. Gracias, thank you. Hashtag Fuller for the People.
All righty, thank you so much, son. And y'all heard what he said now. Here's the thing about it, and I always tell people this because I was one of the parents that was making decisions for everyone's kids. Somebody's going to make the decision for your children. When they make that decision, they're going to make the decision that they want to make, or the decision that is in their best interest. So I would advise everyone who has a child that is not attending homeschool. So if you're a homeschool parent, you're exempt. But anyone else whose child is not in homeschool, I suggest you all get involved. Do like Jorge said, reach out to your legislators. If he already said, if you can't reach out, contact Jorge. Get in contact with the people who will speak for your best interest. Because, you know, a lot of parents say, oh, the schools don't teach this, the schools don't teach that, schools don't teach this. But they have millions of dollars that get blown off the table every year that the parents are supposed to put their input in, that they don't. And so those people are allowed to do whatever they want to do with all of that money. So I'm asking everyone to please, please, please understand when he said that they don't have to let kids in with an IEP. My son, who got a 32 on his ACT, had a speech IEP. Because he spoke with a lisp like his mother. So the school that he attended could have literally said, well, because you speak with a lisp, you don't qualify to go to this school. Think about that, y'all. And there was nothing that they would have had to done instructionally different, except for make sure that the speech teacher helped him to remove that lisp. This is the kind of things that I get on parents about knowing what's going on with your children in the school district. And y'all know I'm going to be passionate because I'm looking at a school right now where my son goes. So, but that being said, we're talking about young people schooling, amazing things. And we have on air with us tonight, Chef Jamar Gridine. I'm going to let him tell y'all where he's at. But this is an amazing young man who, because parents spoke up before he even got into the school that he was into high school, he was able to attend a culinary program in high school. That just like your children are coming out of high school with associate's degrees, he came out with his culinary. So and just look how far he's going. I'm gonna let you go on ahead and tell us what you got going for us, Jamar. Go ahead. How you doing today? I'm excited. Unmute your phone so we can hear you.
Uh, hey, how's it going, Kansas City? You're back with Chef Jamar. And yes, guys, I am no longer in Kansas City, but I still represent Kansas City because while I'm here, you know, first, God took us on a little bit of adventure. But I'm still representing Kansas City as always. KC, shout out to Mad Mob KC, and shout out to Anthony Boyer for getting me this hat to represent Kansas City while I am not in Kansas City. So um, this is going to be a great, awesome year. I'm very, very excited for what's coming up. And, like my godmother was saying, you know, you have kids, you have students, you have people out there who are looking to tap into their gift and tap into what they are wanting to do. And so there are not a lot of resources out there to actually help with those things. But Jorge Filler, hey man, love you man, miss you man, keep going. I'm proud of you, and you got my vote as always. And yes, guys. So we have coming up. Right now, I am currently in Virginia. We are in Virginia right now, but we are. I've been in Virginia cooking with one of Hell's Kitchen chefs. I can't say who, but that's all you guys need to know. And next month we'll be in Delaware, and then we'll be in New York City, and then in December we'll be in Las Vegas. We have a lot of stuff coming up, so I am very, very excited of where God is taking me, and I'm going to continue to minister through cooking, and I'm going to continue to continue to take chances, continue to take risks, continue to take a leap of faith, because that is exactly what I am doing right now, currently at this moment. And I just want to say this to Kansas City, the people out there, you know, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to, and this is one of those things where you just have to just take the risk and just go out there and just do it. No one's perfect, and so we're gonna go out there and we're gonna go do it. And I think I hear Chef coming down the stairs. Um, Chef, is that you coming down the stairs? If it is, oh, okay. Well, that is not Chef. The Chef is here. Again, guys, I'm so blessed not to be working with her. She is an amazing person. I'm learning a lot. She's also challenging my ability and my gardening skills. We are actually going to be growing a garden this summer full of vegetables and carrots and cucumbers and some other amazing herbs and spices to go into, just for ways to save money. There are different ways where you can save money by, going to the store, planting your own seeds, planting your own, herb seasonings, and all the other stuff that you the necessary tool that you need to save more money. And so that's what this is all about.
I am. I have. I, I just noticed that. I am so excited. So here's my thing, though. I mean, he just kind of like glanced over at, yeah, if y'all don't know, this is my godson, so I talk to him just about not every day, every other day. I try to talk to him. I'm like, son, let me get on my straightaway so I can talk to you, because I'll be driving my truck. But he just kind of like glossed over the things that he has going on. He didn't just I mean, he's just like, yeah, nah, son. I need you to come in and let folk know. See, here's the thing. Everybody's gonna be like, when you coming back to Kansas City? I don't think he coming back. I done told y'all better get on it while he was here. I tried to tell everybody, because what and here's the sad part, and this is what I really, it bothers me about Kansas City. What we take for granted, what y'all take for granted, because I don't take nothing for granted. What y'all take for granted goes other places, and people are they're just blown away by it. And so, and the fact that, and I tell son of this all the time, because he leads with God first, then God comes in the room and then introduces him. And so, you get what I'm saying? And so there is, everybody seeks after him to work with him and things of that nature. But I just want you don't have to tell it all, but just give people a little bit of glimpse of the different places that you will be rendering your chef services, because at first he was just in Kansas City. But I think I'm going with this because I want people to realize, since we got on the subject of young people in education, he and I had long talks before he left. And because he just simply said, okay, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how it's going to get done, but I'm going to do it. He simply went out and did what he knew he was trained to do. It's his training is his gift as well. And so he moved in that thing, and he went out and did what he knew his passion was. There was no rhyme or reason to how he was going to get it done, but he got it done. And then I'm going to let you take over the story. Go ahead. Go on ahead and share your testimony, because it's going to be some young people to watch this who have been hesitating, and they need to know. So you glancing over it like it ain't nothing. Go on ahead and tell it.
Yes. The reason why I glance over it like it's nothing is because, like my godmother said, I have Jesus first. And so that's my foundation. That is something that, when I walk into the room, when I'm walking into a restaurant, I am a very humble person. I'm not going to go.
Yeah, I accidentally muted yourself.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, I'm not. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna, I'm a very humble person. And a lot of people see that and they see it, and so it's one of those things where, when I walk, for example, I was talking to a 15-year-old the other day, and he was a dishwasher, and so I was talking to a dishwasher, and so the dishwasher was like, man, I never really knew that you were famous. I'm like, well, I don't like to say that word, but I like to tell them that a lot of people do know me. And so sorry, this is one of those things where I am, um, you know, I just do what I gotta do. I walk the path that God walks me, and just continue to do what I gotta do. But yes, I just step out on faith. I am here, and you know, it was not easy, but I can definitely say with God's help, it has definitely been at peace with everything. I continue to do what I gotta do, and you know, this is gonna be a story to tell for sure to all of my peers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be able to
It
tell
is
this.
definitely, I will say this, it is definitely a story to tell, and it's things movies are made. Those movies. It's the things that movies are made of, because we don't understand what's waiting for us until we step out and do it. His is a story that I've told so many young people who are afraid to step out and do it. This is an encouraging moment for you all. We are talking to him. Are you still in my racing city? Are you still down there, Jamar? Or did y'all already go back?
No. We are still here. We are doing the Kentucky Derby this week. So we got yeah.
Do y'all hear me? He left Kansas City in what, February, son? In February?
It was like March, I think.
March. Yeah, it was March, because you did the Valentine's Day thing. He left Kansas City in March. And here we are at the end of April, and he's doing the Kentucky Derby. But he's done other things. I mean, he's done other amazing things. But he's doing a Kentucky Derby already. And I was telling him on the phone, I think it was yesterday, I said, if you hadn't made the decision to leave, to move, to go, you wouldn't even be in a position to where all of this to get to that place would have happened, because you'd have still been in Kansas City. And the way you've been moving since you left Kansas City and what put you in that position, you would have not had that opportunity. And so I'm really excited to have him on this show, and I'm going to have more young people. I decided that I was going to steer my show more towards encouraging young people to live their lives and step out and do. I don't care. I call young, 33 and under. When you're 33 and under, yes, son, you too. And when you're 33 and under, people try to make you, social media and everything tries to make you believe that your life is supposed to be a certain way. When we were growing up, all the old people had the nice cars. If you had a nice car and you were young, you were a drug dealer, because all the old people had good jobs. They had houses, they had been established. And so you would see a really nice car, and especially if you saw a Cadillac, you'd be like, that's an old person. But I mean, now the young people are feeling pressure to make decisions and make moves like they are grown, and I'm not saying you all are not grown, so please don't take this the wrong way, but you're feeling pressure to make moves like y'all been established for the last 20 years, and it's and when you all should be making moves according to what your heart's desire is. George, your heart desire is civic duty and education, mainly education. He's a great educator, amazing educator. He was one of his little brother's teachers, or Greenie's teacher, and Chef Jamar, his passion is cooking, is being a chef. And you all as young people should be allowed to pursue that without feeling like you're not doing something with your life because you're pursuing your dreams. It's often young people are made fun of, but I went to Africa. They're made fun of for living with family. But when I went to Africa, the whole family lives together. And the whole family drives BMWs and all of that good stuff, nice cars, because everybody lives together. And when you do make your money, you make enough money to where you can save your money to where you can get the things you want. But it doesn't matter how old you are, because when you move out of your parents' house and you're not married, that is disrespect. You get what I'm saying? Look at how they've destroyed the Black family over here, the mentality, because it should be disrespectful to move out of your parents' house and you have not established yourself. Because when you've not established yourself and you're out there in the streets, you're giving your parents' name, which you carry, a bad name. So this is what we're here, and I'm so incredibly excited for what Jamar is doing. I mean, and like he said, he's a very humble person. He's a very humble young man. And I had to keep telling him, you need to quit name dropping like you ain't Chef Jamar. He's like, mama, and this person's gonna be here, and this person's gonna, and that. I'm like, you need to quit name. You act like you don't belong in the room. Come on now, you better act like you belong.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Don't disguise meekness for humility. Right? And you may want to say I'm being humble and having humility, but that's sometimes meek. Bro, when I say I'm watching you, and I'm not the only one watching you. He has moved within a month time from Atlanta to Virginia to Kentucky, and he's always had a place to lay his head. He's never worried about what he was eating. He is taking care of himself. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this because you didn't say it, but I'm going to edify you. He's even offering free classes, virtual classes, cooking classes. All you got to do is sign up and follow the YouTube page, subscribe, like, and share. That's it. So if you're talking about, hey, he's not giving back, he's giving back. He just name dropped Hell's Kitchen like it was nothing. And like he was like, I can't say who. I'm sorry. I went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant at the up in Harris Casino, and I was like, "Yo, these prices right here. I'm glad you got it." But I'm saying, name dropping like that, bro. You are at Hell's Kitchen caliber, and if you watch the show, Hell's Kitchen ain't no little. Oh, we just in the backyard. We can cook. Nah, Hell's Kitchen is you are formally trained. You are versatile, and you're able to not only be creative, but you're able to put soul and spirit into it. And I can't wait to see you actually go into that competition, because I've also to watch you compete for over the wing contest, which I think I had to join you in that competition. But I saw it a couple of weeks back, and I was like, look, he is happy as all get out. He had the firecracker wings, and nobody was touching it. He already knew he was walking out with the win, and nobody was saying that to him. This is Chef Jamar. While y'all playing, Kansas
Right.
City.
This is and that's what I told him, and I love that he puts God first in everything. I love that. But when he gets to saying and mama and this person, that person, I'm like, hey, act like you belong in the room. You can still have respect and reverence for those people, but you belong in the room. You wouldn't be there. And I always tell people, you don't get to eat with kings if you're not a king. Kings don't invite non-kings, and presidents don't eat with people who are not presidents. You when you invited to that table, that means you belong there. And so, and I love the fact that you are humble about it. You're meek about it, but you always recognize. And for those in Kansas City, and this is what I'm going to say as his godmother, those in Kansas City, just know, should Chef Jamar come back to Kansas City and do an event, y'all gonna have to step in y'all wallets, because he done been down there with the big money, and the big money done paid him big money to do what he does. And I told him, when you bring it back to Kansas City, you make Kansas City come up to Vegas and Cali and Atlanta and New York and Kentucky Derby level. You make us come step up to that level, and whoever don't want to don't got to show up, because it's a whole bunch of us who will. Go ahead.
So I guess I should probably tell you guys how this all got started. One day I just woke up, and so let me tell you guys about this room. Okay, this is his room. Okay, and the room number is 108. Okay, remember that number. Okay, that room number is 108. And I'm like, okay, God, why am I in this room? And so the reason why God had me in that room, because that's going to be the room to bless somebody else. And, you know, I mean, we're talking about from working at Chateau Line, Winery and Resort, the most expensive place that billionaires and millionaires go to moving me to Virginia a week later. And, when I got the phone call, I was like, okay, well, God, should I go to Virginia or should I stay here? And, you know, I got on the flight to Virginia that exact same day. And, God showed me exactly what I was going to be doing. And now we're here, and now God has definitely been pushing me. It's definitely been a challenge for sure. But I'm learning a lot of things from the chefs and from my mentor. So it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. And so next month we have Delaware. Next month we have New York City. And then we also have graduation, Mother's Day. We got about 700 people we're going to feed next month. So that's a lot of people in the course of the week. It's 100 and some people every day. So we're going to be busy come next month. And then I also got a phone call from New York City. So it was for the Guys Groceries Games network. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and I am blessed and honored to be able to share my gift with the world and with the people. And then in December of this year, December, we'll be in Las Vegas to do a 45th wedding anniversary. So people can still book me. You can still, go to my website, chefjamar.org. And then if you would like to call me, it's 816-875-6103. I repeat, my website is Chef Jamar, and the number is 816-875-6103. And yes, we offer cooking classes, virtual cooking classes every week, every Monday. I actually just got my first registration, and the registration fee is actually $100. And then if you want to do the monthly classes are 200. That covers for 3 days a week. It's Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. So you get 3 classes for the next month. And so the actual total is really 200, which is registration fee. And then all they have to do, we're going for the courses. We'll do the basics first, and then we'll get into the harder stuff. And then come December, once they've completed all the courses, then we'll give them certificates, and they have graduated from the courses. Oh, next year we will be in New Orleans next year, February, for the 5th anniversary of the NBCA National Black Chef Association Award ceremony. So that is next year in February. We will be in New Orleans. So God is just blessing me, and we are traveling this year, and we're traveling next year, and we're going to continue to travel. I don't know how long I'm going to be in Virginia, but when God says move, we got to move. So, like I said,
Absolutely.
we are on a journey. So,
And I'm thankful that you said that, because a lot of people are afraid of that. And I've talked to several people and I've told them, you are not supposed to be in Kansas City. You need to move. And I can see it. Like I had been telling you, I was like, and I've been calling Atlanta from day one. When I talked to him, I was like, you're Atlanta quality. That's where you can go and they will respect what you do. And the thing is, I just want our young people. Mr. Walker runs the Black Family Technology Awareness Program. We also have A-STEAM. Is it A-STEAM or I-STEAM Village? A-STEAM, A-STEAM Village. We have Chef Jamar. If you have a kid, see, here's another thing that I need to get on the parents about, because I always talk to mothers, and mothers will be like, oh, well, they cooking up every blankety blank thing in the house and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Well, encourage that. If your child is cooking up everything in the house, go on ahead and get them a class with Chef Jamar and let them learn how to where when you come home and they done cooked up everything in the house, it tastes good. You get what I'm saying? They done made enough for you and it tastes good. You know, we have so many people who are trying and who are doing what they're supposed to do to make sure our young people are successful. Now we just need, we need for y'all, and this is not just Kansas City I'm talking to, worldwide, because Chef Jamar's courses are online courses. And I say online courses, not classes, because when you learn from him, you're going to learn. It's going to be like a course. It's not just going to be just a little 30-minute class that you go into. You're going to learn exactly the way he wants it done. And when he wants it done in excellence. So you're going to be learning it as a course. Here's the thing. If you don't want to take the course, put your kid through it. Because y'all see Dapper Dan right here? He about to learn how to cook. So you already got your second sign up, because I mean, and he knows how to cook. He's a baker. He's a great cooker. But I mean, there's some things that he probably would want to learn differently. He probably want, huh?
and then the amazing part is, it won't be just me teaching the class. We may have some special guests show up who may teach the class. I may have one of the Hell's Kitchen chef come teach the kids something. So there are a lot of, you may never know who you may see, who may pop up, who may you be learning from in this course and in these courses between now and the rest of the year. But you're gonna learn from me. You're gonna learn from another chef. You're gonna learn from another chef. So I can invite anybody I want within these courses, because, like I said, we're gonna do it every week. Hell's Kitchen chef, she actually just got done doing a virtual cooking class for about 45 people in one room. So we could have as many rooms as we want, because it's going to be it's a Zoom link, but we're going to do it virtually on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And so this is going to horizon, for kids at the age of 14 and up. You can come and learn how to cook. We'll start off with the basics, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I am excited. I am so excited, and I've been asking him to do one thing, but I know that I know his schedule now, so I know he's not going to be able to do it. But oh, you didn't announce. Now, have you? I know I'm jumping the gun here, but did you decide that you're still going to do the boxes for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Is that a yes or no?
So me and Chef have decided we will be coming back to Kansas City this year to do the boxes. But how we're
So
going to do
he's
it is, we are going to take pre-orders. Okay, so we're looking out for the flyer and for the cost and everything next week. We'll put out the flyer for next week, and we'll start promoting The boxes, we're only gonna do just Thanksgiving this year because I have to be in Vegas in December of this year. So I won't have time to do boxes for Christmas. But we're gonna definitely, and this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do all the sides this year. We're gonna do sweet potatoes. We're gonna do the mac and cheese. We're gonna do the dressing, and we're gonna do the greens. If you would like the meat to be cooked, now all this food is pre-made. It's not cooked. It's pre-made. And I'm going to give you an example of some pre-made dishes. Mac and cheese. We're going to make the sauce. We're going to make the noodles. When that cools down, we're going to put it in a pan and let it cool, and we'll pop it in the fridge. That is what you call a prepackaged meal. And all you have to do is finish it off in the oven to bake it. That's what we're going to do. Same thing with the sweet potatoes. We're going to dice up the sweet. We're going to wash it, peel it, dice it, make the sauce, and then go from there. The same thing with the greens. With the greens, we're going to put it in the pans. All you have to do is keep it. And same thing with the so we are going to do all the sizes here, and we'll probably do so for how this is going to work, you must pre-order and prepay. Yeah, pre-order and prepay. The way this is going to go smoothly. If you do not pre-order and prepay, I will not be cooking your food.
And he will not be taking last minute orders. When he cut off, he cut off. And so I explained to him, I was like, okay, son, so just start putting it out now. Because you know, some folk like to wait till last minute to do stuff. But if you've been knowing since May that you can get these sides done on Thanksgiving, it ain't no excuse to turn in no late order. You can have your order and put $15-$20 a month back to where you can pay this man $30, probably $50 a month. I told him quit charging so cheap too. I'm saying it on air. Stop giving away stuff.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were somebody else.
Okay, but she rolled up on my car like she's about to hit it. Anyway, I told him, huh?
I said you look like you about to go roller skate.
I like that one. I need to go give you some skates. But yeah, you know, I told him stop. You know, he was leading with his heart, and so everything he did was from the heart, and he took a lot of out-of-pocket costs to make sure on his pockets to make sure that we had quality and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I told him start putting the forms out starting in May. So everyone will know and you will see it, and I will share it on my show and things of that nature. So you will be doing the Thanksgiving boxes. When he's back for Christmas, he will not be doing any boxes. That's what he just said. You said that you have your cooking courses and what Kentucky Derby, y'all. Kentucky Derby. Y'all just don't know. That's amazing.
And then we got Delaware next month. We got New York New Jersey next month, and then we got Vegas in December, and then we have New Orleans next year. So who knows where God's gonna take me, but I'm gonna follow God wherever He takes me. So, and if you're and all my young people, if you're watching, it doesn't matter if you're just getting out of high school, all my Raytown community, my Blue Jays, my high school peers, my high school community. If you don't know me, that's okay. I was always quiet. So, but what I'm saying is I want to encourage you. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your passion, do what you love. Go out there and just do it. Step out on faith because you may never know where you may land. Like Steve Harvey said, you're going to jump from that plane, but when you jump, your parachute is going to eventually open up, but you don't know where you may land. So
yeah,
keep that in mind. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Lyne't Gray, for having me on the show. Thank you, Jorge Fuller, for running for president, and you got my vote. And I'm gonna cook for you whenever you make it to the White House. You know, just I'll be your personal, your presidential chef. So I'll be waiting for the phone call.
You're gonna have to fight Gina for that one. You know, y'all can come together. You know, I ain't no problem with it.
I love it. I just want to thank you so much. And oh, shout out the people who you met who have encouraged you and, you know, given you information and, you know, who have allowed themselves to be used by God to help you. Shout out those people down there since you've left Kansas City.
Okay, so since I left Kansas City, we have Reverend Jones. She is of a church. We have Miss Deborah Hill. We have this guy. I mean, he was on Guys Gersh's games. He's also a chef that I got to work with while I was in Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Chef Malik. He was on the Guys Gersh's games and on the Diners, Drivers, and Dives with the guy Freddie. So that's another guy that I was able to bless to work with. And then we also have some of the photographers, and then also have some of the chefs. Did my first TV show in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, so that was exciting. I had to do an audition. I cooked for all the Atlanta, Georgia chefs in Atlanta, Georgia, some big name chefs in Atlanta. But Atlanta, Georgia, I'll be back. I'm only 6 hours away. You can still book me. So, hey, don't. Oh, and I got some bookings coming up in Atlanta, Georgia already. So we got May, we got 3 in June, we got a wedding in August. So guys definitely been working, and I am excited. So thank you guys so much for your help, for your leadership, guidance, for your prayers. I also want to thank my people back home in Kansas City. Guys, Kansas City. But just know, so when this wolf and lion gets to running and I get to roaring, I have a voice. I'm going to use this voice because it's a power. So just because I am quiet, just because I observe, because I sit back, I'm still going to use the voice. You're powerful. Remember that you're powerful. Remember that you're strong. Remember that you're bold. Remember that you can do anything you put your mind to. And just do what you got to do. Just do it. Don't worry about nobody else. Just do what you got to do and do what you gotta do. Believe in you. And again, if you need my help, if you need someone to talk to, feel free to inbox me. Down below my phone. I won't call you or inbox you on my phone. But again, don't forget, sign up for the cooking classes next week. We have some people who have students who have already signed up. And I'm excited to start this new journey and be looking out for my new cookbook called Food for the Soul by Chef Mark. So, guys, I'm excited and can't wait for this new journey and new chapter that we have already just begun.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. And I know you have to go because you're very busy, man. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And me and George are going to finish off the show. But I thank you so much. And Chef Jamar, you continue to be an inspiration. Continue to let God walk through the room and let him introduce you. Because as I always told you, your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. And you are one of those great men. So you belong in that room. You take care. I love you. I will talk to you later. All righty, we're gonna switch over to me and George Fuller. We about to have us a conversation here because I know you have your commentary on the whole situation that has been going on. A lot of people asked me to talk about this on my show. The young 15-year-old girl who was murdered by I say murdered because I come from a family full of police officers, and she was in a stand your ground state. She called the police. She's in a no retreat, stand your ground state, which means you don't have to retreat. You can go after someone who you feel is trying to kill you. This was a 15-year-old girl. A group of adult women came to her home. She was in a group home. Adult women came to her home to jump on her. She had to call the police because no adults would call the police for her. When the police got there, there were several people made it seem like it was just that police officer. There were several police there. So when the police got there, she was already in the midst of fighting several grown women, and she got a butcher knife and she began going after people. And people feel that a police officer was justified murdering someone who was standing her ground. My issue is he had a taser. There were other cops standing over there. Why is your first reaction to tap 3 times center mass? That's what they're trained to do when they're weapons training, is to tap 3 times center mass. That's the kill shot. That lets you know you're about to hit that body and that body ain't coming back up. And not only did he tap 3 times, he tapped 4. And so, my thing is, and a lot of people don't agree with this, I have had spaz out moments. I have had Kansas City Police Department, when I was a teenage girl, deal with me without ever pulling guns, they're not afraid to deal with a young Black girl with a knife. Put the knife down, or they will tase you. They will tase you. Why did no one pepper spray the whole crowd? That would have prevented all of that. If somebody would have broke out that pepper spray and began hitting that crowd, everybody would have dispersed, been hitting the ground, coughing, all of that. So to me, what happened to her was murder, because it was in a no retreat, stand your ground state. That was flat out murder. That was not a two split. They say, oh, a cop has a split second to make a decision. My mother was a cop. My mother was the first female Rockhurst College, back then Rockhurst College police officer, which UMKC and Rockhurst College are the same. Back then they were the same as KCPD. So my mother was a cop. She always said they have a split second to make a decision. She has chased down people with weapons. She has had to almost have a standoff, and she still lived, and she ain't shot nobody. She ain't had to. So this whole split second to make a decision, I am the child of someone who's still living, who had to do that, and in hot situations. George, what do you have to say about this? Because this whole conversation with adults saying this little girl should have been murdered, it frustrates me.
Oh, so if y'all haven't seen my post, and I'll share it to my political page, because I don't always share my commentary to certain things everywhere. But I will say this: the adultification of our young Black girls and boys is unacceptable. You are putting them as an adult and treating them as such, which is understandably the same status quo that you are really oppressed by and you really want to protest. And so before you go out and say, oh, well, she had a knife. Okay, she's a 15-year-old girl that was getting jumped, that called for help, and no one came to help her. You have that, and then mental state wise, there's three mental states. You have executive, you have emotional, and you have survival. So the executive state was call for help, find someone, research. The emotional was like pleading for someone to help. When she realized no one was coming, she now moved out of that emotional state to survival. Survival is fight, flight, or freeze. She could not just freeze because she might not have been living. They already came with that intent. She could not flee because she had nowhere to run. She was at her property. She was on her space. This is where she was supposed to be. This is where she resides. So if you want to go there, I can go there with you. And legally speaking, our first 10 Bill of Rights, there's one particular right that states that you have the right to bear arms, whether it is against foreign or domestic terrorists. And at that point, those people that came to her residence, her property, were terrorists to her, in which she had the right to bear arms. So that's your ultimately your human right, but based off of your constitution that we know that is a little bit dated, because there's two versions of it, but we're not going to go there right now. The other part is that you have two laws: castle law, which says that you have the right to defend yourself and your property, and stand your ground law, which says you have the right to stand your ground, period. So now you have these three legal ramifications that justify her having a knife. If you want to adultify her, those are the three justifications that she should have as an adult, period. So now when you say, oh, she got a knife, oh, he had the right. He did not have the right. He did not have the permission, because he had 12 seconds from the time he opened his door to the time he made contact with her to the time he shot her 4 times, center mass in the chest, at point blank range. This was not a distance fire. This was not a questionable. He had point blank range. So it was an instantaneous death. So you're telling me that is acceptable? You are trying to justify it? You're the same boat as those people that you're arguing about, saying, and we want to go out and protest for. And I promise you, if you pay attention to the laws that are getting passed, you will realize that what is written is against you and your own humanity. So if you
And
want
I
to
want
go,
to say this. I want to say this. She is walking, talking proof of the double standard for Black women in the U.S. She was not a petite Black woman. So because she was not super petite, she's not to be protected. Because she was a young lady who had the shape of a Black woman, but she's a young lady. She's not considered protection. She was not passable light skin. So she's not considered worthy of protection. This gets into the space of the weaponization of the Black woman's body. Of when you see a Black woman, you see aggression. You instantly see loud. You don't see the fact that she called the police because she's being jumped by adults, and this is a child. This is, and majority of the people who I see justifying this murder are Black people. Oh, well, she this, that, and the other. She bigger than most grown women, and she had a knife. She's a child. There is not a 15-year-old girl that should I get mad enough to go after her that she can handle me with these hands. And so that's one thing people need to understand. This girl is scared of grown folks, so scared that she called the police to help her, and she was murdered. This is my issue, Black people. Until we begin to stand up for each other, until we stop making rules for who is protected and who is not protected, none of us are safe. Y'all don't understand that. Until we stop making rules for who is protected, if you look this way, and I've even had people, like I've had African people tell me, well, you know how Black women get loud and get to going off and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm a Black woman. No, you're not like that. No, yeah, I am. You just ain't pulled it out of me. So what I want people to understand is, do not allow ourselves to weaponize against each other the way the outer world of other people have weaponized us. This was a baby. How many of us have 15-year-olds? I once had a 15-year-old daughter. She's a grown woman now. And I would have been sick if I was not around and some grown women came to fight her and the cops chose to kill my baby. There was pepper spray on each gun. I have been in a group of young children where we all just out there fighting and acting a fool, and the cops didn't come in with nothing but pepper spray. And we all upset and crying and gagging. The children on the plaza who were acting a fool, the cops came in with pepper spray and tear gas. There was no need for him to pull a weapon and murder a young woman. None. So now that we're addressing that, we have 2 minutes left. I'm going to say this, Black people, we cannot get others to respect us until we respect ourselves. The murders and the shootings in Kansas City, Missouri are out of hand. And we have to include the police murders and murders. And for the world watching Kansas City, Missouri cops, we got a Terminator on our squad. She's literally killing Black men for sport, and they won't get her off the squad. The Kansas City Star wrote about her. They will not get her off the squad, and she kills Black men for sport. She maims Black men for sport. But Kansas City, Missouri, and Black people, Memphis, Chicago, all of the other places that are like us, Houston, if you not respecting you, then if we fair game to our own people, then we're fair game to anybody else. That's all I'm gonna say. If we're fair game to our own people, if our own people, that's a dang on shame that Operation Legend started in Kansas City because of some funk over a baby, and they went back and shot up that boy's house and killed him. This is ridiculous. We need to begin to do conflict resolution and meditation in schools. It needs to spill over into adulthood. That needs to be something that people are mandated to do with probation and parole. I will say this is the Lyne't Gray Show. I know meditation works. You looking at meditation working. So I'm going to keep saying, y'all keep praying. You start adding your fasting and your meditation to it. It works. Trust me. Let's keep people alive. People's babies are dying out here now. We lost a pillar of our community. This has got to stop. I want to wish everybody joy, love, peace, happiness, health, wealth, well-being, total enlightenment, prosperity, success, affluence, and a whole lot of money. I'm getting ready to go home, go to bed, wash off this makeup. Y'all take care. And like I said, if you hear about me and my 15-year-old, 16-year-old driving down the street and he ain't got no license, mind your business, because I'm tired. Y'all take care. Joy, love, peace, happiness, y'all. I will see y'all next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Thank you, Chef Jamar. Love you, son. Talk to you later. Love you, George. Talk to you later. Love you, son. Take care. Fuller for the people. Hashtag